Hello, y'all. Grown Black folks talk. Miss D in 2023 was hunted down by a silver fox today on the side of that hill. I want to tell you a little bit of something about this because it illustrates many of us think we're going to come into 2023, we're going to leave bad habits and bad men behind and be in other places. And I've told you before, elevate what you're doing and where you're doing it. And I truly believe um, Duke Ellington said, he was asked if he considered himself lucky, which was a kind of an insult. Duke Ellington is one of the finest composers America has ever produced, but he's a black man, so people still trying to find ways to imply that he shouldn't be where he was. And he said, he smiled his big smile, and he said, yes, but you have to understand, I define luck as doing the right thing at the right time, at the right place, in front of the right people. He handled that so well. I always remember that. I don't believe in luck. I believe in God who controls all things and sets the course for his people. When you out here doing what you're supposed to do, then you're in a way to be blessed. And it was a blessed walk all the way around. I met some champion walkers on my way down the hill who gave me better ideas on how to use my hiking poles, which was a beautiful blessing on the way back off the mountain. But anyway, let's talk about Silver Fox. I was minding my own self business, making that hill. Now, I am nearly 42 post-war woman, and I am still obese. I still got work to do on that. But I was making that hill, and he's like, you have really nice form. He got up behind me. I didn't really see him coming. Well, I did. He was coming up one of the stairways. I smiled and kept moving. He overtook me. I'm like, okay, make your best shot, sir. He was fine, middle-aged, so I thought, and fine. So we started talking about how beautiful the day was and how this was the perfect kind of day. He's like, you ever been around it? I said, I have a few times. You ever been around it? He's like, I have countless times. I said, I usually, if I want to go around, I come up on the western side because it's more steep coming up, but it's gradual coming down because coming down is really hard. He's like, well, I gave my wife that house over there. And I used to work right down there. You from where? Hazen? You walked up from Hazen Baker? Oh, okay. I'm like, oh Lord. Miss Deanne, Miss Single has been spotted, and this man is on. He's on the hunt here. Men doing what they do in the wild, and so I'm like, oh, how interesting, because I can do the math. The houses in my neighborhood, well kept up, are worth this much. Every block that you go up in that neighborhood, add $500,000 on. So I'm like, okay, he's walking across the hill. I know what the houses look like on the other side of this hill. Okay, impressive. Good shape. He's like, I walk across the hills and I walk all the way to the sunset, which is where I live now. So you work here, you gave a woman a house over here, you're not bothered. You still walking up here flexing, basically. You don't even care if she sees you. You just basically flexing. Okay. All right. Well, but talked about it and found out. I said I used to be able to do that, but I ruptured a whole tendon. They told me I wouldn't even stretch my leg out straight. So I picked up my poles on the side of that hill, held that leg up, and showed him I could get it out straight and all the rest. He's like, that's very impressive. He said, I have an Achilles heel tendon that I ruptured doing this. And yeah, it still lets me know 7 years later that it's there. I said, something I found helpful was that I take collagen. Because, when you get into your late 30s and early 40s, and he just smiled and said, I'm 63. I'm like, stop. He broke out laughing as he walked away. And we don't even know each other's names because that was the end of the road. He realized, okay, she's a little too young for me. And of course, I'm too old for, he's too old for me. And I'm too young for him. Now, I know that there are some people who listen to me, and there are some people in the BWE space like, but Miss D, that's a white man with stuff. I mean, did you hear? He wasn't out at 63. If you feel the need to tell the first woman that you meet that you're interested in that you gave a house to your ex-wife, you still flexing on your ex-wife and you 63, it wouldn't matter whether he was 53 or 43. He's still not quite healed from that. And I don't deal with men like that. The first thing a person should do is not talk about their exes. So I had to let him walk on, as fine as he was, too old and still not healed. His whiteness and his money didn't matter. There are two things you must carry with you in 2023. Be get free 2023 is gonna be our hashtag for a minute. You must not be desperate. You must not be money hungry. Because men of all colors will do this. White men just flex differently. Because, like I said, I know what the houses are worth in that neighborhood. This man is basically talking about I have enough money to have given a $5 million house to somebody. And of course, I'm a black woman. I'm supposed to be impressed by that, but I live on Hay Street. He knows what the hell. Oh, okay, you from down there? Okay, he knows what the house is worth down there. I'm not a poor woman either. I probably don't have the ready cash that he has. In fact, I'm sure I don't. But it's just like, no, you're not gonna impress me. I'm not from where you think I am. I'm not gonna fall at your feet for whatever. No, I let him know. It was a nice little vetting banter section, and we left cordially. He was laughing. I said, sir, you're an inspiration, because at 63, if he's still doing that at 63, that means Miss D at 63 gonna be out here climbing these hills. I just take care of myself till I get there. That was an inspiration. Plus, he don't have my dad's genetics. My dad's 86. Hello. So if he can do that, I expect that I will. As fine as he is, and as much money as he has, out here talking about giving women stuff, the approach was wrong. I did find out that we valued a lot of the same things in terms of getting outside when it's a beautiful day. And Mocha Mommy has a great video about outdoorsmen. I also realized if he's 63 and able to walk to the sunset, I still have to do a lot of work to keep up with a man like that. Like for real. That's all that I could do today was to get to the top of that hill on the eastern side. I mean, not to the top, but the top of the paved road where the cars can go and back. And that's only halfway up that hill. I got a lot to do to keep up with a man like that. I'm a city outdoors person. I have a lot to do to be able to keep up with a man like that. I'm not physically ready for that yet. So that was helpful to get a gauge. This is a man who is coming back from Achilles tendon tear, who probably never has had the size that I have. So that was good to know as well. I got a lot of work to do still. Got a whole new year. So I learned a lot. He was polite. He was pleasant. Yes, he was on the prowl, but he was a perfect gentleman about it. It was a fun experience. When you are 40, almost 42, and post wall, and men with millions of dollars are telling you that they like your form, feels good. But it's not enough to lose your head. Because, like I said, those red flags came out early. And as I say to y'all all the time, it does not matter what color the man is. You must vet. You must listen for the signs that this man is not healed, that this man is not operating in full maturity. Because a man is a man, y'all. He was 6'1" to my 5'3". So a man like that who's not healed, who's still talking about flexing on his ex-wife walking by what he gave her, may not be fully healed. And he's 63 and strong as an ox, and he's about to get older. He's about to get senile. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be like that, but from 42, that's too far out to deal with all that. A man is a man. He has enough money to make my life thoroughly miserable. And just because he felt like giving a white woman some time back, perhaps, I don't know for sure, there's not many black women up there, something like that, does not mean that he might have ever felt that he needed to treat me that way. But the fact that he's still having to start a conversation with a woman with the ex-wife, man's not fully healed. He's trying to impress, but he's leading with his failure. Nope, absolutely not. No, he's a white man. But go do your history on white men. If he's not healed, he can do more to you than anyone else in American society. Go do some history on that. Yes, he was a silver fox. Yes, it felt good to have my form complimented by a man like that. I still do not know his name. And he walked on, and I did nothing to stop it. I will not beg. I am not desperate. And that is what I recommend to you in 2023. A man is a man. And as such, must be listened to, must be vetted, must be taken for not what your fantasy of what your life could be with a man like that, but must be taken for who he is as a person. He and I have a lot of things in common. We like a lot of the same things. Too old and too unhealed. So, Miss D in 2023, at least in January 1st, is still single, y'all. I hope you didn't get overly excited. The silver fox had to go, and the hen went on to the hen house. And that's just gonna have it's gotta be. Don't start 2023 looking stupid. I will say this, though. I'm gonna close where I began. Elevate what you're doing and elevate doing where you do it, and you will be spotted by a higher order of men than what you might be used to. But you gotta be honest about just because the person's higher economic order doesn't necessarily mean his character is all there yet. Doesn't necessarily mean you're ready. Like I said, he's 63. I couldn't have kept up with him at 63. Nope, not there yet. Got another year of work to do. I'll spend year 42. Now that I know he's walking into the sunset, technically speaking, I know what he would have had to do. He's going to get to the top of the hill and then walk over Corona Heights. And by the time he came down from Corona Heights, he would be in the inner sunset. He'd end up around 9th Avenue or thereabouts by the time he got down from there. So not impossible. If I started up early in the morning and had a place to sit, probably even doable by the spring of next year. But honestly, I'm not able to keep up with him. I'm not in condition yet to do that. And would it be worth me taking a chance being re-injured to try to keep up with him when he's already talking about what he gave the last one? But it was a good measure. It was fun. It was cute. It was a low stakes way to learn how to vet a man in situation. And again, we parted delightfully. He felt good because I told him, looking good, man. You're an inspiration. And I wasn't lying. And that's the last thing I said. And the last thing he said was, thank you. It was a nice interaction. I'm still single. He's still single. And relative to each other, that's where we're going to remain. But it was a nice start. But he's fine too. But got to keep your head in 2023. Keep your head. Listen, not to what you'd like to have happen with some millionaire somewhere, not with what you think is going to happen with a different color man. You got to listen to what he says, and you got to make good vetting decisions. All right. That's my story of how I'm starting 2023 single, in spite of a very handsome silver fox happening to point out how much he liked my form today. Y'all have a good day now. And again, you'll see this on the second, but still, Happy New Year.